Hey guys, welcome back. So, I promised an update with the setup. There was more to come, and then this is it. I have a cabinet here that I had custom made to fit my, Londinium that came. It's a beautiful cabinet, of course, and I'm basically, I tried Londinium coffee. I wasn't a humongous fan. I liked it in the press coffee setting, but I'm just sticking with the local roaster. This Harara is just amazing. A lot of chocolate and cherry flavor. So anyway, I want to talk about the plumbing setup here. This is plumbed in, and I was intimidated by that, and so I think it'd be cool to show you guys it's not that hard. I had to end up using, this is United States, the steel braided dishwasher hose is what I'm using, and it looks a lot like what's already hooked up to Londinium. There's also a brass threading you need, or it just will leak like crazy from the Londinium to the braided hose, and this is because the threading is just a different kind of taper or something in England as opposed to US. So if that doesn't come with your machine, then you got to get it, or you just won't be able to plumb in, really. It's not a big deal, but that's how you connect it to the hose here in North America. And then, the steel braided hose, I got lucky with my house, the way it's set up. I just pulled the fridge out, and there was a hole already in the cabinet. If not, just punch one in. So it goes in here, underneath here. Maybe I could use this thing here to show you guys. Anyway, it's in there, and then I pulled out the stove, put it there. It only shows here. It doesn't bother me. The steel braided hose is very thick, so it might not fit behind a molding per se. And then the dishwasher, I had to pull that out. That was the hardest part, really. And then putting it back in, having the holes behind, and obviously making sure everything works properly before pushing it back in. So here, this is the best part. Here's the water source, the sink, and I found this light here, which will help us see in here. It's very nice and bright. And here is the water filter I use. It's an Everpure OCS2. And then I have the brass fittings that they recommend at the hardware store. They go into this housing, and it just hangs off the back here. Pretty simple system. So you can see the bracket it comes with. There's just two little screws I found, and boom, it hangs in there. So you need this filter to keep. You need a filter. It depends on how hard your water is, or your boiler will scale, and it'll build up scale. So this is where the hoses come in from the cabinets, and I had a lot of extra hose, which is not a bad thing, I suppose. But here, moving over, this is the water source it comes from. And one thing I had a problem with was, how do I split the water source? Well, everything just unscrews. It's all screws together. There's no need to cut pipes if you don't want to, but if you could see here where it's like a L, reverse L shape, the brass part I had to get from the hardware store, and that allowed me to cut in to the cold water source, not the hot water, and then just this one goes out to the one here goes out to the Londinium, and I think the other one, I can't remember, one of these goes to back to the sink, the other one goes down to the Londinium. That's the point. So that's the only point I wanted to make. But if you just have some tools, you don't need a lot of them, and it's really just a labor of moving everything around. Anyway, I'm going to be probably doing more updates on more complicated things later. As far as water hardness and all that, my water's not very hard. So I think this is all I need. However, I have a tester coming in, the electronic one, that is pretty nice. And it should measure the water hardness electronically. But nonetheless, you definitely want to hook up a water filter. You don't want to just plumb straight into the city water, whatever it may be. And if you have a modern house, then this is quite possible to do, just plumbing it in. And then it's 10 times nicer than using a Brita pitcher and just constantly pouring water. And anyway, guys, that's the whole thing. There will be more to come, I suppose. And for now, just signing off, and I'll probably come back with a routine. Bye.